Hello, thoughtful viewers, and welcome to Healthy Living. On this week's program, George Eisman, a highly respected vegan registered dietitian in the United States, will explain how consuming animal products causes cancer, as well as how the animal agriculture industry destroys public health.
Our diet benefits from lowering our animal products. Every serving we get out, we lower our cancer risk by 20 or 30%, right down to no animal products at all.
Mr. Eisman served as a faculty member in dietetics and nutrition at several universities and colleges, and has worked in a children's hospital and a nursing home, as well as for public health agencies in 4 states. He founded the Association of Vegetarian Dietitians and Nutrition Educators, is the co-founder and first chairman-elect of the Vegetarian Nutrition Practice Group of the American Dietetic Association, is the director of the Coalition for Cancer Prevention through Plant-Based Eating, and is also an advisory board member of EarthSave International. Mr. Eisman is the author of 2 books, The Most Noble Diet and A Basic Course in Vegetarian and Vegan Nutrition.
I've been vegetarian for over 40 years now, and I've been vegan for about 28 years. And my life's work is trying to make people aware of the connection between what they eat and their risk of diseases like cancer. And a vegan diet is by far the best way to lower your cancer risk. There was a study done in Japan a few years ago that found when people in rural areas went from eating animal products just once a week to 3 times a week, the breast cancer rate went up by 70%. If you could find a drug that would lower people's breast cancer rate by 70%, you could make $1 billion. All you have to do is get them to cut animal products out of their diet, and it goes down by that much.
There were an estimated 12.7 million cancer cases diagnosed around the world in 2008, and this number is expected to rise to 21 million by 2030. Cancer is a term used for more than 100 diseases and is characterized by out-of-control cell reproduction. To be healthy, the body needs a constant supply of new cells, and their regulation is an orderly path of growth, division, and death. When this process is damaged, some cells do not end their lives as a normal part of the cell life cycle. These irregular ones grow uncontrollably and divide, forming a mass of abnormal cells. The complex mechanism of cell regulation is tightly controlled by growth hormones.
The best thing about a vegan diet from a standpoint of cancer risk is that a vegan diet contains no growth hormones. Growth hormones are proteins that promote growth, and cancer is a disease of abnormal growth. So to put growth hormones in your body when you're trying to fight cancer, prevent cancer, is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It's just going to make it worse because it's going to promote growth. And growth hormones are in animal products because all the animals that are slaughtered for us are killed when they're still fairly young, so they're still growing. And of course, dairy products are meant to grow a baby calf into a 1,000-pound cow in a year. So it's full of growth hormones, and eggs are full of growth hormones. So in order to get these growth hormones out of our diet, we have to go to a plant-based diet and use plant-based milks and egg substitutes made from plant foods, and of course things like veggie burgers and tofu and other plant products in place of meat and other animal products. Organic meats and grass-fed, non-hormone enhanced meats still are full of growth hormones because of the age of the animals. We don't let them get old before we slaughter them. We eat them when they're still young. So these growth hormones are in their bodies, whether they're enhanced, injected with them, or they're just naturally there. Those growth hormones are in our animal products that we consume. And these growth hormones are proteins, they're not fats. So if you eat low-fat meat and low-fat dairy products, it's actually worse because they have more protein than they do fat, so they have more growth hormone.
Mr. Eisman learned about how dietary growth hormones cause cancer from the work of Professor Jane Plant, a cancer victim herself whose tumor went into remission shortly after she adopted a vegan diet.
I came across this book in 1999 called the No Dairy Breast Cancer Prevention Program by a woman named Jane Plant. It was one of the top scientists in England, and this book opened up my eyes to the link between cancer and dairy products, and as well as all other animal products. So dairy products are the one food that people think is healthy for them, and it really isn't. It's just as unhealthy as meat and chicken and eggs, because it has these growth hormones that encourage abnormal growth. And that's why she features this, and that's inspired me as a dietitian, because we dietitians are also brainwashed into thinking that dairy products are necessary foods. And they're not only not necessary, but they're not even healthful, and they actually shorten our lives by raising our risk of this deadly disease of cancer. Let me tell you the story of Jane Plant herself. Jane Plant was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1987. After 5 operations, which she lost all of one breast and part of the other breast, she was told she had at most 6 months to live. Her breast cancer had spread to her neck. She traveled around the world to countries where breast cancer was not a common disease, and compared it to countries where breast cancer was a common disease. And she said this pattern was very clear to her, that the more dairy products, and actually other animal products as well, in a diet, the higher the country's rate of breast cancer. And so she gave up eating all animal products, and within a few weeks, the tumor in her neck started to itch, then it started to shrink. And when she went back to her doctor 6 months later, instead of being dead, she was cancer-free. And 15 years later, she's still writing books.
Why is it that not enough nutritionists and medical doctors know about this?
But first of all, medical doctors are doctors of medicine. They're not doctors of health, they're not doctors of nutrition, they're not doctors of food, they're doctors of medicine. My brother's a medical doctor, and he says, we never learn anything about food. I learn about what each vitamin might do in your body, but I don't learn about what foods they're in. If someone wants to get that vitamin, I prescribe a pill. And if you think about it, if people are healthy from what they eat, there's not a lot of sickness, and there's not a lot of business for the hospitals and the pharmaceutical industry. It's not the doctors themselves, but the doctors are pushed by the pharmaceutical industry and the healthcare industry to treat disease and not to prevent disease. Dietitians are not trained to prescribe diets. They're trained to teach people how to follow diets that are prescribed by doctors. But the ideal diet is not something that is really pushed because it's not economically beneficial for anybody except the individual.
With much of the medical community not informed as to the innumerable benefits of a plant-based diet, it is no wonder the misconception exists that this diet lacks sufficient protein. However, nothing could be further from the truth.
Most people think you need to have a lot of protein in your diet, and you really don't need to have very much. Just a couple of ounces a day is all you need, and it's easily gotten from plant foods. And you don't have to even eat things like soybeans, which are very high in protein. You can eat other beans, things like kidney beans, garbanzo beans, black beans, but also vegetables and grains and nuts and seeds. They all have adequate amounts of protein to meet our needs.
In the U.S., one can purchase a hamburger at a fast food outlet for 99 cents. A study by the Center for Science and Environment estimated that the true cost of a hamburger in the U.S., including government subsidies to the livestock industry, the harm to public health from consuming beef, and environmental damage caused by producing it, is $200 US.
What we really should stop doing is stop subsidizing the meat and dairy industry. We have these farm bills that pass every year, and meat and dairy get most of the money that's our tax money subsidizing those foods. They're the unhealthiest foods, and those are the foods that should be the most expensive. Instead, they're the cheapest because of the subsidies. Every farm animal is bred intentionally. So if we stop consuming them, we can stop breeding them tomorrow, and there won't be millions of them to be producing all these pollutants that are destroying the atmosphere and polluting the water, as well as creating all this unhealthy food. We can stop the breeding of farm animals tomorrow.
On top of all the wonderful things that a vegan lifestyle brings to us in terms of health and well-being, it has many other beneficial effects as well.
But if we really care about our health and the health of the environment and the health of other people and the health of the animals that we're trying to spare unnecessary suffering, then a whole foods plant-based diet is a win-win-win situation for everybody concerned. We don't get hurt, the animals don't get hurt, beautiful dog on your lap, you know, and the cows and the pigs and the chickens and the sheep, they have the same feelings that that dog does, you know, and if somebody were to snatch that dog off your lap and try to eat it, people would be so upset. And yet we do that every day with these other animals who have the same feeling, you know, of wanting to survive, of wanting to not be harmed.
Our sincere gratitude, George Eisman, for providing such essential information about the plant-strong diet that ensures cancer-free, fulfilling lives. May you always enjoy utmost success on your noble path. For more information on the Coalition for Cancer Prevention through Plant-Based Eating, please visit www.coalitionforcancerprevention.org. Mr. Eisman's books, The Most Noble Diet and A Basic Course in Vegetarian and Vegan Nutrition, are available at the same website and www.amazon.com. Thank you for joining us today on Healthy Living. May all experience everlasting excellent health and long happy lives.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/HL.
Marisa Miller Wolfson is the director, writer, and editor of Vegucated, an exciting, humorous, and informative new documentary released in fall 2011. Part sociological experiment and part adventure comedy, this must-see film accompanies three ordinary people as they switch from a meat to a plant-based diet for 6 weeks and transform their lives forever.
They say you are what you eat.
I love kosher hot dogs with all the trimmings.
Philly cheesesteak.
And these three people are about to find out who they are.
Meat lasagna.
More meat, some cream cheese.
It's a rack of lamb.
Just so much meat.
And what they're made of.
Have you ever tried to lessen your meat intake before?
I have. I've tried to switch to chicken, and that's about as far as I go, I suppose.
The challenge? To go vegan. No meat, no dairy, no animal products of any kind. For 6 weeks.
No meat!
Vegucated tells the story of 3 meat and cheese lovers who go vegan for 6 weeks, and we track their process on tape. So we capture all of their reactions as they learn the truth about animal agriculture and as they discover vegan living. And I used to travel around the country showing other people's documentaries, and that was so inspiring to see people's lives changing, you know, as a result of having seen films. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to make a film where you actually see people in real time going from bacon cheeseburger lovers to thinking, oh my gosh, vegan is the right way to be. We didn't know when we just had 3 volunteers if it would really work. But it did. I mean, they all had really eye-opening experiences, and they're really funny. And that was one goal I had, was make like a really entertaining, funny film that people would actually enjoy watching while they're learning.
Another source of inspiration for the film was the 2004 documentary Super Size Me, in which filmmaker Morgan Spurlock tried a month-long diet on only meat-based fast food to examine the industry's health impacts.
I was sitting in Super Size Me, and I thought, okay, we're seeing what not to eat. Wouldn't it be interesting to see what we should be eating? So, also, Morgan Spurlock detoxed on a vegan diet at the end after his binge. His girlfriend at the time, Alex Jameson, put him on a vegan diet to make him healthy. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to actually see burger-eating Americans detox on a vegan diet? And that was the spark for the concept of the film.
The stars of Vegucated are 3 likable New Yorkers, a 22-year-old college student, Telsa Lobo, bachelor Brian Flegel, who always eats out, and a psychiatrist, stand-up comic, and a single mom named Ellen Mausner, who is concerned about her family's history of heart disease, whose primary cause is a meat diet. Marisa Miller Wolfson herself is the narrator and vegan tour guide who leads them in their exploration of a plant-powered world.
I think what this film shows is that you can take anybody from any walk of life, really. You show them the truth about what goes on. You show them alternatives that are easy and accessible and delicious and fun. And everyone can be part of the solution to some of the world's most serious challenges.
Vegucated presents not only health, but also environmental and ethical issues of food.
We're looking for foods that have more nutrients and less calories. Why should we die unnecessarily of heart attacks, strokes, and cancer if you don't have to?
Healthy food, healthy food.
Not a single picture of a cow.
This is what we've been talking about, your flaxseed meal. Good for you. But there's more to learn than just what's inside the grocery store. And this lesson is harder to swallow.
Oh my God, this is disgusting.
There's no way that anyone could talk around what we just saw or explain it away.
We were meat eaters like 3 weeks ago, having no problem eating a bacon cheeseburger deluxe. And now we don't even care about getting arrested. That's crazy.
I know that I'm certainly caught up in the emotional aspect, but I'm trying to be as rational as possible.
It raises a lot of questions.
We're digging more graves with our fork than anything else, and it's not just our grave, we're digging the grave of the future.
How can you walk away not feeling a little bit like you have to reevaluate some things?
In Vegucated, Ellen, Telsa, and Brian visit factory farms and a farm sanctuary, which undoubtedly changed their perspectives. They also learn from a variety of respected experts. One of them is the meat-free advocating physician and best-selling author, Dr. Joel Fuhrman, and one of his former patients, a triple heart attack victim who saved her life through a vegan diet. Dr. Fuhrman gives the film subjects a quick course on healthy eating and conducts medical tests on them before and after the 6 weeks to see how a vegan diet helped their blood pressure, cholesterol, and weight.
Did they notice any health benefits or the energy level change when they went on a vegan diet?
Without a doubt. Ellen noticed right away her energy shot through the roof. Brian also had much more energy, and they all lost weight. Blood pressure went down, 30 points in one case. All their cholesterol dropped, some by 26 points. It was dramatic. These are the kinds of results that you get with hardcore pharmaceuticals, and this was just with food.
It was really eye-opening. I never knew how animals were raised, like the cruelty of raising chickens and pigs and even fish. I was still a fish eater until today.
On September 10th, 2011, Vegucated had its world premiere at the Independent Film Festival in Toronto, Canada.
That was so much fun. World premiering there last month, and we walked away with Best Documentary, which was very exciting. And this last weekend, we had our Midwest premiere outside of Kansas City, and that was a lot of fun. And we're going to have an Ohio premiere at the Columbus International Video and Film Festival in November. And we actually already did receive a Best in category for educational documentary.
Vegucated also played to an enthusiastic audience in New York City, USA.
We had, a sold-out premiere, and it's my hometown. So I was sitting there, and it felt awesome to hear hundreds of people laughing in the background. I got emails saying, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten any meat since I saw the film. Or they'd say, oh, I've been vegan ever since. And So what's really fun to me is not just to see that people enjoy the film, but actually it's making people, feel inspired to make changes in their lives. I did not want to make a film that only vegetarians and vegans want to watch or enjoy. And the feedback has been phenomenal.
I feel that it's already changed me. I'm already thinking about things that I will do, maybe try being vegetarian to start with. I think the tone of the film really inspired me to want to make a difference.
I thought this was like a really easy film for someone to relate to start them off on this journey. I'm actually a cancer patient, and 6 months ago I decided that I wanted to make my body a place that wasn't a place that was going to grow some more cancer and be as healthy as I could be. And I decided to try veganism, and it's absolutely changed my life. After being vegan for 21 days, my fat went down, I lost 12 pounds, my cholesterol level went down 18 points, and I just overall feel absolutely amazing. I sleep better, I feel the best I've felt since even before I was diagnosed with cancer.
Miss Wolfson is amazed that while making the film, crew members were also finding themselves getting vegucated.
So many people ended up going vegetarian or vegan. We had one camera guy go vegetarian in the process. We had an animator go vegan. We had our trailer editor and producer go vegetarian. We had a film festival judge go vegetarian. So actually, yeah, a lot of people did. And that was a nice little test to see that hopefully we'll be able to inspire some change.
At its premiere screenings, the film won the supportive presence of some of the country's most prominent vegans and meat-free advocates, including TV host Bob Barker, renowned vegan pop artist Peter Max Mary Max, who is the director of Kind Green Planet, as well as the executive producer of Vegucated, Simon Reyes, who is the executive assistant who assisted hip-hop entrepreneur Russell Simmons in becoming vegan, and Ecorazi senior editor Michael Parrish Dudell.
The great thing about this film is that it's mainstream, it's funny, it's entertaining, as well as being educational and really compelling.
Look at the way that their meat is killed, look at the conditions that their meat lives in, and start to understand that this isn't just a slab of, product, that there was a living, breathing, sentient being behind it, and the energy that they're consuming is only terror, torture, and fear.
More people are getting a sense that vegetarian and vegan diets are more healthy. It's a film that teaches about compassion, health, natural resources, and I think there's a growing movement.
How can we watch this fun and compelling movie and share it with others?
So many people are asking that. In fact, I got an email from Australia today. We are going to be releasing it digitally, actually right before the holidays. So digitally, internationally. And then people can sign up to host screenings in their churches, community centers, libraries, colleges, even their living rooms, starting in January. And in terms of folks reaching out to their communities, wherever they are around the world, they can go to getvegucated.com, click on Host a Screening under the Take Action column, and then they can put in their information. You don't have to commit to a particular date or particular venue, but we just want to have your contact information in there so that when we do launch our grassroots community screenings campaign, we can give you the proper materials for it.
I'd love all my friends to see it, and I'd love to get the DVD and give it out as gifts. It was very, very interesting and entertaining as well.
Good luck, Mom. Group hug.
We did it. We have the opportunity to change the world.
I really, really hope that people will feel like they can be part of the solution. Any movement in a more plant-based direction is going to help the environment. It's going to help animals. It's going to lower their cholesterol and increase their energy level. It's really a win-win-win. So I hope they'll just take away that they can, make a difference every day, 3 times a day. Be veg, go green to save the planet.
Congratulations on your ongoing success, Marisa Miller Wolfson, and everyone else involved in the making of the exciting new film, Vegucated. May people all over the globe enjoy watching it and be inspired to choose the joyful, healthy plant-based diet. For more information on the film Vegucated, please visit www.getvegucated.com. Thank you for watching today's Healthy Living. May we all thrive on the healthy, kind, and happy veg lifestyle.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/HL.
A to Z list of animal helpers.
Our world has been bestowed with the beauty and service of animal life in myriad forms, big and small, each bringing gifts to enrich our existence.
The following are just a few of these precious beings and their unique contributions, which are offered freely to benefit all on the planet. Not included herein are their invisible spiritual help.
Ants aerate the soil and dig tunnels that provide channels for water to reach plants.
Apes are seed dispersal agents and help maintain the integrity of flora and fauna diversity.
Bats disperse seeds. Their guano provides fertilizer. Researchers, modeling after bats' echolocation, have invented a cane for the visually impaired.
Beavers build dams that help maintain wetlands.
Bees pollinate crops, fruit trees, and flower blossoms.
Beetles' method of gathering water on their wings is inspiring engineers to develop more efficient water harvesting technologies. Their feet are being modeled after to invent better adhesives, help to control weeds.
Birds disperse seeds and pollinate plants.
Chipmunks rejuvenate the forest.
Cows grazing naturally create a favorable environment for native herbs and other plants.
Deer foraging play an important role in shaping forest regeneration.
Dogs act as therapy companions and guides for the sight and hearing impaired, help with the disabled's daily tasks, perform altruistic life-saving deeds for both humans and animals.
Dolphins are therapy and rescue animals, assist also in finding ocean mines.
Earthworms improve soil fertility.
Elephants facilitate plant germination, aid rainforest regrowth, dig new water holes, make pathways used by humans and other animals.
Ferrets are the perfect size to help run cables through large electrical conduits.
Fish help mitigate climate change by maintaining the pH balance of marine ecosystems.
Frogs aid in nutritional cycling, are good ecological indicators of ecosystem stress, pesticide impact, and other anthropogenic activities.
Geckos' feet have provided inspiration for scientists to invent a super adhesive.
Geese and other waterfowl play a significant role in maintaining wetlands plant diversity.
Giraffes help protect and promote the growth of acacia trees in the savanna, which maintains the habitat's ecological balance.
Goats help manage natural resources, control fire-prone bush vegetation, are vehicles of seed deposition away from the mother plant.
Grasshoppers perform the critical action of nutrient cycling through their consumption of plants' biomass.
Hippopotamuses are keepers of swamps, dredgers of channels, and fertilizers of vegetation.
Horses are intelligent and sensitive therapy animals.
Iguanas are plant seed dispersal agents.
Insects pollinate plants, fertilize the soil with nutrients from their droppings, recycle biological materials into useful forms for other organisms, are responsible for much of the process by which topsoil is created.
jellyfish inspired the development of a human-made green fluorescent protein, which has become a useful tool in biological science and medicine.
Kangaroos play an important role in maintaining landscape structure, revegetate native grasses,